Hey there everyone, welcome to the channel and welcome to the video. This video is going to be a bit different from my usual style of content, but it has to be said and has to be made. There is a YouTuber called JelloApocalypse. He has managed to piss off a large portion of the anime community, especially the One Piece community, by making a video that can only be described as hateful. I have personally seen it myself and it's appalling. It came off as so spiteful and negative towards the anime and the mangaka. So today I want to go through the entire video in a reaction-based format, and we can analyze exactly where he went wrong and what I would like to correct. I want to start by saying no hate to the video creator, and I must urge all of you to not, I repeat, not harass or send any hate comments his way. Let's roll the intro and get started. So this is the video here. I'm going to play it and pause to react when something interesting happens.
Onepiece is the story of Loosey Goosey. He plays things fast and loose, but he got too loose and now he's all wiggly. He's made of rubber. How did that happen? Yo,
the government has been lying to you.
Okay, so pretty alright start so far. The video comes off as playful and honestly the art style kinda makes it pretty fun. The segment about the government lying is sadly true. The world government is extremely corrupt in the One Piece verse. Anyway, let's continue.
Our true history is written on magic Legos.
Did he just call the poneglyphs magic Legos? There is nothing magical about them. They are just giant stones made of a very, very difficult material to break. But the information written on a poneglyph uses a very old language that not many people remember anymore. So deciphering it is half the problem. The other half is finding them.
Gumfruit isn't real. There are weasels on the moon. Cast away your shackles, my brothers, and rise! Rise!
it's the great age of pirates. A pirate is defined as anyone who sails a boat and
Well, no, not everyone that goes on a boat is a pirate, obviously. There are merchant ships and just transport ones too. What determines whether you are a pirate or not is the Jolly Roger, this black flag on the top. This is what indicates that you are a pirate. Just use a white flag or something and no one will think you are a pirate. I think this was even a plot point in one of the One Piece movies, but I can't remember which one at the moment.
Loosey Goosey's gonna be king of them all. To do that, he needs to conquer the Grand Line, an inaccessible ocean that you can easily leave and come back to.
Okay, no, absolutely not. You cannot use the calm belt like that. The calm belt, this whitish segment right here, that separates the Grand Line from the blues, is an area of the sea where there is no current, meaning ships just can't sail here at all. But that isn't the major problem. The calm belt is where sea beasts go and reside. Even if you could paddle across here, you would be eaten before you ever got across. The Marines and the Kuja pirates are the only ones that freely sail through. The Kuja pirates use the giant snakes to sail through, and the Marines coat their ships with sea prism stone at the very bottom to mask themselves, giving off the same vibrations as the ocean so the sea beasts can't sense them. But no other pirate ships do this.
If you need to, if you like forgot your keys or something, it's not a big deal. You can just come right back.
Like I said before, this isn't something you can really do. So I'm not sure why he's even saying this part. False information to the max.
People on the Grand Line have the power of devil fruits, fueled by the dreams of what humanity could be. You know those dreams we all got. I want to wear someone like a jacket. I want to squeeze a person until milk comes out. I want to gain weight.
I also want to gain weight, but in a more useless way.
I hope nobody notices we have the exact same powers.
Well, the thing is, no, they don't. The powers do tend to overlap sometimes, but it's more like a variation than a copy. Like Oven and Ace, both use fire, but in a very different way. Pika and the Island fruit. Pika can assimilate with a large portion of the ground and use it how he wishes, but the Island fruit literally gives you complete dominion over the entire island and everything on it. You become a living island. You can choose to interpret it as some fruits have an upgraded version of them, like the Kilo Nomi and the Tantan fruit. One is just heavier than the other. Anyway, let's move on.
There are dozens of devil fruits, each with different powers that make them all distinct.
He's about to throw shade here, but yes, devil fruits by definition are distinct. They are born from desires, hopes and dreams. While some may look or do similar things, they will never actually be the same. Frankly, the devil fruit variety is shockingly large. From the jacket fruit, to the ancient zones, to special paramecias, there is a fruit for almost every situation.
Parameciums are silly boys that turn you into a sinky, stinky weirdo. Loogie Froogies give you control over an element. You can squiggle your body to avoid attacks and also generate
Something?
which parameciums can't do. Except for the ones that can. Those are called special parameciums, which can also be spelled like this.
More nonsense, I see. No. Special paramecia fruits are not logias. That's the whole point of the new category. Special paramecia fruits have the properties of both a paramecia and a logia, while being neither of the categories separately. Hence why the new category. It's not that hard.
And then there's furries. But they're ugly. With such very
Furries, but they are ugly. Excuse you, my dude. I am not a furry, or gay for that matter. But even I said goddamn when I saw Rob Lucci's Awakened Zone form. The character designs are just that good, so calling them ugly is on you, my guy.
powers. Old Peas is pretty wacky. Which is to say most fights are just two people whacking each other until one of them decides to fall down.
That's literally how fights work. You beat your opponent until they either can't fight anymore or they give up. Not just in fiction, in reality too. That is what fighting and winning means. Was this meant to be funny or...
I swear some of these are good.
Really can't help yourself from throwing shade, huh? Anyway.
For a Robin fight. What do you mean Robin doesn't get any fights? She's like the strongest character.
So first things first, Robin is not the strongest character. She isn't even the strongest female character for that matter. Not that it even matters. Fighting is not what Robin is meant for. She is an archaeologist. Yes, she can damn well fight, but her character isn't based on that. And secondly, Robin gets plenty of fights and action scenes in every arc she's in. Most recently, her fight with Black Maria was character perfection. She spent her entire life running from her Devil Child title, but this time she walked towards it, giving the world exactly what it created by creating a giant devil-like avatar of herself to decimate Black Maria. In one of the most satisfying fights in One Piece, she stood up for herself and fought her own battle. But you would throw that away just to claim that there is sexism in One Piece. Isn't that by definition being sexist?
Oh, come aboard and bring a long chapter count for the biggest serialized adventure manga in history, only to find that the adventure stories aren't as good as the thriller and espionage ones, and the author...
Yes, he actually said that. How disappointing. My friend, we don't watch One Piece for espionage. We watch it for the adventure, the exploration, the world building, the character development. We live for the details that are added across the planet of One Piece, because it makes the world feel more alive. Whenever we move on to a new arc, we get updates on the islands we have already seen, and we appreciate it. The world feels more lived in, and events keep moving even when we aren't focused on them directly. So while you may only be interested in the espionage and the thrill parts, we'll live for it all. Go watch Spy X Family if you want spy thrillers.
There should probably just be writing that.
Notice that sly dig at Oda? Trust me, more are on the way. Let's keep watching.
Revel in excitement and watch as Lucy has to punch the bad man in order to stop the natural disaster from crashing down and destroying an island that's shaped like a circle. This is
I'm not addressing this part. I refuse to waste more time on this. Carry on.
every single arc. Sometimes Oda gets worried that the 12-year-old boys who read his boob comic don't think it's cool enough, so he...
12-year-old boys are the only ones that read One Piece. One Piece is a boob comic. First of all, my friend, weren't you the one that just flagged up sexism before? Bold of you to lower the contribution of women in One Piece to just the sizes of their chests. I thought you were better than that. Okay, no, I'm lying. I think you are worse. But let's keep talking. One Piece is not made for children, or teens, or adults. It's made for all. There are people who have been reading One Piece for years now. Those who started off as teenagers are now adults with families, with children old enough to have started One Piece themselves. Your commentary comes off as degrading, insulting, and misleading. At least try to be accurate when you make these shade-throwing attempts.
He decides to draw everything on fire for a few
What's wrong with fire? I like fire. Do you not like fire? What's wrong with things being on fire?
panels and then forgets about it.
He's on fire! He must be from the jungle!
He is going to keep making this jungle joke a lot. Keep watching.
What?
The stakes still aren't high enough! Quick! Hit him with a poison that doesn't work!
I'm not sure who lied to you, mate. Poison does work. Every time, actually. The amount of times Luffy has nearly died due to poison is mental. In fact, one of those times has permanently left Luffy with a shortened lifespan. Even eating poisoned foods work, which gave us this glorious scene of Sanji's sister, Reiju, sucking out the poison from Luffy. Pay attention to the story, mate. You're missing out details.
See the crew we're cruising the sea with. Alola Molazo is the right-hand man who holds his swords like an idiot and can teleport in front of any woman, so long as it's for sexist reasons.
The racist joke was right there. You could have called him the minority hunter, but you decided he is sexist instead. Zoro, the man who lost against a little girl every single time he fought her. Zoro even turns out to be the one that encourages her to not focus on sexist notions when Kuina was about to give up on swordplay because she feared she would become weaker in the future due to being a woman. Zoro told her to cut the crap. She was powerful, and her gender should not be a reason she looks down on herself. Honestly, Zoro is probably the biggest champion for women possible, with respect for everyone, so I don't know where you got the notion that he is sexist. If you are talking about him avoiding Tashigi, it's because she looks like Kuina and it freaks him out. Plus, pretty sure she has a thing for him and he's just not too comfortable with that yet.
Nami is a cat burglar who gets more pussy than the rest of the crew combined. My man!
Alright, let's just take in this bit of art here. First of all, Nami isn't a lesbian. And neither is Vivi. Not that it would be an issue. People would be hyped for that if it happened. But this looks more like your own personal ship than anything here, since it was never indicated in the story. Nothing about Nami being an avid womanizer either. Her true love is money, that's all. Also, you added a bit too much color to Usopp there. He's not that dark. Not even in the live action. He is about to disavow Sanji and I will let him, since I will not condone Sanji's acts. Ever.
Of recent allegations, our crew has decided to cut ties with Mr. Vinsmoke. We are currently in talks to replace him with the hot, suave, good version of Sanji from the Netflix adaptation. Ooh, okay, now Robin is the most interesting character in One Piece.
She's a woman!
You could have stopped at she's the most interesting female character in One Piece, and no one would have complained. But why do you have to underscore her importance with this baseless joke? Do you see that you are now the one being the problem here? Zoro and Robin famously get along. She is one of the oldest in the crew, and Zoro just likes to chill. They can often be found on the deck of the Straw Hat ship just enjoying their time, and they make for a deadly duo. These two are the killers in the crew and the most mature. Robin has vast experience in the crime underworld, and Zoro was a pirate hunter. They are not afraid to get their hands dirty for the crew. Just respect the characters, mate. It's not that difficult.
Sorry, I guess that's all the time we have. Marketable plushie, fish, bones.
Yep, not only did you forget Frankie, for a reason I cannot fathom, but you just lessened the meaningful nature of these characters to just toys. Wow. But the most offensive thing you did here was drawing Jinbei as just a fish. Do you realize how reductive this is in the story? I am convinced you never actually consumed One Piece as a story, because if you did, you would know the problem with just representing the fishmen as just fish. They fought and died for the right to be seen as more than just fish. They lost so much in the struggle for equality, and this dumbass representation here is essentially the equivalent of stomping on the Fishman Island arc. All their struggles made to be nothing but a joke. It's not the best choice you could have made, and I know you will make worse ones than this video, so let's just keep watching.
The rest! Main the Mizunaz with the main cast, where most of them are so mid that their boat has more personality than they do.
Yep, it's confirmed, people. He did not watch the show. Yes, we love the Going Merry, but saying it has more personality than the crew tells me you barely made it past the first arc of One Piece. This is so spiteful and hateful.
Whoa! You didn't tell me our boat was from the jungle!
Trade in your straw hat for a tin-foil one and delve deep into the mysteries of the world. Fight back against an all-powerful evil government and the lapdogs who work as their enforcers. Except the ones the author thinks we're supposed to like, even though they're fucking awful.
More evidence that you did not read the story or watch it. Seriously, one mistake after another. The Marines aren't all evil, for starters, or awful. The world government is. Most of the regular Marines are just doing their jobs. Yes, there are evil and corrupt ones, but there's also people just trying to do the right thing. But Garp and Aokiji are among the best of them, with complex motivation and storylines. Garp knows the world government sucks, that's why he refused to become an admiral. And Aokiji wanted to become the fleet admiral because he wanted to change things. But Akainu won their fight instead, and Aokiji decided to leave because staying in that corrupted and ruthless regime wasn't worth it. So neither Garp nor Aokiji are evil, nor is Kizaru, Kobe and the Garp squad, most of the vice admirals, and even Fujitora the admiral. None of them are evil, so saying the world government is entirely evil and the Marines are all evil or terrible is just being factually incorrect.
Free the oppressed peoples of the world in a setting where all slaves will eventually become racist slavers themselves.
What the hell are you talking about? Which slaves ended up becoming oppressors? The ones Fisher Tiger freed? They didn't turn out to be like this. Are you just making things up now?
Oh, that's not good. Listen, the author has great ideas, but he's not always so good at the execution. Just look how long—
Oh yeah, he's going to start throwing some epic shade towards Oda from here on out. So be prepared.
it takes for him to execute this freckle guy. And
Yep, that's his actual takeaway from the death of Ace, that he didn't die fast enough. Let's keep going.
don't worry, Luffy, we got a better one in the back.
And that is his takeaway from Sabo returning back into the story as a cheap replacement for Ace. I'm going insane just reacting to this.
Guess what, baby? He's from the jungle! That jungle lore was actually foreshadowed in exactly one panel 400 chapters ago.
Nice of you to tell us how you got your information for this video, mate. Watching icebergs for One Piece. That will definitely keep you from making mistakes, won't it?
You feel stupid for not noticing. Oh, don't worry. If you missed it, you can always catch up on the lore by skimming a fan wiki that insists on spelling every proper noun wrong. Because that—
Sure, just insult the Library of Ohara, the website made by a passionate One Piece fan that chronicles every bit of One Piece knowledge, for free by the way, so other fans can have an easier time finding information. Nice one, mates.
That's what some weebs called them back in 2001. Here, my man, let me pay you in bellies. What's that? You think these bellies and the story are both overstuffed?
The story is overstuffed, you say. Keep it going. At this point, if this video reaches Japan, you are going to be roasted in multiple different languages, not just English.
Pish and Shaw! Oda doesn't need editors.
Old Peas has 1,100 chapters and twice as many named characters.
Who told you Oda doesn't have help? The story is absolutely massive. Oda has plenty of help given to him as support staff and editors. He's not just a one-man army.
Sure, all of these guys are absolutely essential.
He's about to tick off a lot of characters he deemed weren't essential to the story. For my own sanity, I will not react to this section. Even if you paid me, I would not go over the raw bullshit he is about to spread, so just keep watching and we'll continue after this.
How many of them could you possibly cut while telling the same story? Whoa! Oh, that's at least 5 of them. I'm glad we wasted pages on these dudes instead of seeing the Straw Hats actually have any kind of dynamic with each other.
If you needed more proof that he not only hates One Piece but doesn't actually read it, here it is. Saying that one of the most well-known groups of people in anime do not get any meaningful interactions is insanity. The Straw Hats are like a family with complex and intricate dynamics between them all. This is just straight up being disingenuous.
Who cares about that? I have to know the name of the weapon that fuck-ass Joe uses! Let's check out the Q&A corner where the author answers only the most enlightened of questions from the 12est of year-old readers.
More shade here, nothing much to see, folks.
Fuck-ass Joe!
I'm so glad you asked. Fuck-ass Joe has a really interesting backstory. My editor said I couldn't include it, so I murdered him, because nobody tells me what to do. He drifted through the Calm Belt, which has no currents and you shouldn't be able to drift through it, but I forgot. Then he met another character and became a pirate. Thanks so much for your question.
Lick the syrup off of Nami's body!
Watch as breasts grow larger, negative space grows rarer, and the art gets sketchier and sketchier because the artist would literally rather kill himself than accept help from or credit any of his assistants.
And now the spite will shift from the story to going to Oda, because this here is more lying going on. I don't remember an instance of Oda not being thankful to the help he gets. Heck, he regularly works with other mangaka to make collaboration content. More recently, Oda made a special drawing of Smoker in honor of Horikoshi finishing My Hero Academia. So what are you on about? Also, I'm pretty sure you're the only one complaining about the amount of cleavage references and showings in One Piece, so be quiet please.
Oda is actually just being nice and making his art worse on purpose so that the anime doesn't look as bad by comparison.
Well done. Shade towards the anime. You just earned yourself the One Piece hater bingo. Insulting the story? Check. Insulting the manga? Check. Insulting the anime? Check. Insulting Oda? Check. Insulting the characters and world building? Check. And insulting the fanbase? Check. Bingo achieved.
Is reading too quick and easy? Switch to the anime and watch as time slowdown turns this angry broccoli man's one-panel Wii into a 10-minute long piss venture. Hey, mister, this is old peas, not you peas. This is simply not up to Toei's standard of quality. I know what'll fix this. That's better. Listen, this is a very serious emotional story, but we don't want you to be sad when you...
Ah yes, making fun of tragic events in One Piece. You really are trying your best to upset literally everyone, aren't you, mate?
Read it. Remember, at the end of the day, there are no consequences to anything. Hit this bird with a nuke, he'll be fine. Put a bandage on him, he'll be fine.
And that is the only funny part in this entire video. Because Pell surviving that nuke after already being injured was bullshit, we all know it. But hey, zones are highly resistant to damage, so I guess it works.
Abandon your children for inexcusably selfish reasons? Don't worry. They'll always love you no matter what. And that's why you should take care of yourself. And not work yourself so hard that your coworkers have to force you to get surgery and to
He's about to make a really, really bad joke here. Wait for it.
sleep. They all care about you. Your daughters care about you, Oda.
Please, don't go there, mate. Don't do it.
You know what you can do to show them that you care about them?
Oh. Sexualize another child their age?
He went there. He actually went there. This is despicable behavior, mate, but here is the irony. He's criticizing Oda for drawing underage female characters in sexy outfits. But he just did the same thing right here. He even made sure to indicate how old each of these girls that he himself drew were. 16 for all three. He put the number on their chests. Wouldn't this mean you are now guilty of what you want to shame?
No, Oda. That's wrong.
Oh. Younger?
No.
And made sure to sexualize Carrot too. That's fun. Anyway, this video is over. I just want to add some final thoughts here. To speak to you, my audience, and to the creator if he's watching this. This video is a masterclass in talking about something you know nothing about, driven by bias, hatred, spite, and the need to thread negativity. I would have thought this video would try to be funny in a meaningful way, or even in a funny way, but all it did was come across as mean-spirited and cruel. The jokes, in quotation marks, made here were terrible, not just because they weren't funny, but because they weren't meant to be. Just one man's mission to shit on something they don't like. I can commend you for one thing, Jello. You at least tried to dig into details of the story. But where you went wrong was, you weren't researching in order to craft something constructive. You were researching in order to ridicule the story, to be spiteful, to throw shade at everything you possibly could. One Piece fans are no stranger to mean-spirited comments. Bad pacing, bad art style, crap animation, we hear it all. But you went beyond that. At the end of this video, I am left with a single question. Why? Why did you choose to make this video? Did you have something to gain? And if you did, then I must ask you, did you achieve what you were intending to do? Did you get what you were looking for? And that will be all for today, people. Be sure to like and subscribe if you made it this far. I will see you in the next video. Peace, my friends.